So, okay, well, let's just dive in, you guys, and then there might be a few more people trickling on Zoom or coming in this room. But the reason for the session, we wanted to at least offer something, especially for our new riders and any of our veterans who just kind of need a refresher, to ask any question. There's no silly questions because, you know, again, there's a lot that goes into this project, and we're all happy that you guys are part of the team and looking forward to the ride. I did send out that rider memo and packing list. It's a 7-page document, so that should answer a bunch of questions that have come up often or that we've had in the past. So hopefully if you guys haven't had a chance to review that, I would encourage you doing that, because it does serve as kind of a nice checklist, especially for packing. That's usually kind of the important thing. I would say just from my past involvement, the support crew is super helpful. You know, if we're missing something or need tools or need to zip people to a Target for something, medication or last minute emergency or whatever, we can make those kinds of things happen throughout the route. So for anybody brand new, I would say no need to worry or stress all that much, but it is, we're at about the right time right now where we're getting close enough where, you should really start making your own personal checklist. And, the support crew would encourage you to, like pop up your tent and make sure you have everything, all the pieces that come with that. CADA has outlined certain sizes for totes and storage containers that work really well on the bus as far as stacking everything goes and whatnot. So a lot of that is outlined in this rider memo, but maybe we'll just do a quick little introduction in this room here so you guys know who's all present and available to answer questions, and then we'll just kind of, again, this is meant to be a Q&A session, so we'll cover whatever ground we need to make sure you guys are all comfortable. So Tiffany, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I am a graduate student here, and I also have worked support for Peacock. This will be my 4th year doing it. I'm one of the main small bus drivers. I also do a lot of the logistics in the actual tent setup, loading and unloading the bus and all that. So if you have anything like camp related question wise or crew related or kind of how we do things, I can answer just about anything.
My name is Carol. I'm an administrative assistant here for Iowa at Fayette campus, and I think this is my 12th year with the assistant.
I'm Jackson. I work in marketing, and I've written Team Peacock since 2006.
I'm Morgan. I work in the alumni office, and this will be my 1st year writing, so I won't be able to answer any questions.
So she's no help. And again, I'm Brenda Luzum. You guys have been hearing from me often via email and whatnot. I serve as one of the Team Peacock coordinators from start to finish. And this year I'm going to be riding 2 days. I haven't done that before, so that could be interesting. But I'm going to start small and have fun and help out where I can. So we're just doing introductions, so go ahead.
Hi, Doug Schumacher. I'm late.
And Doug is new to Team Peacock as well, so he's probably here to learn and listen and all that. So, and then, okay, so I guess on the phone we've got Jill. Jill, have you ridden with Team Peacock before?
I haven't ridden with Team Peacock before. My in-laws hosted Team Peacock a few years ago in Marshalltown, and I rode random days, but never with Team Peacock.
Okay. And Rick Knipper, you have been on the team, but it's been a few years, right?
I have never ridden with Team Peacock, but I did about 12, 13 rag buys, but quite a few years ago.
He knows what he's doing.
Cool. Cool.
I did 2 miles last night. I'm ready to go.
2 more than me.
You know.
Was that 2 miles on your golf cart?
1 and 1.
Brad Gast, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, Brad Guess. I'm in Wausau, Wisconsin right now. Definitely a rookie as far as riding rag bike, but have a lot of miles of experience. So hoping that training will help out during the long course.
Woo-hoo, go pack.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Phil Gassman, I see you just joined us. Can you do an introduction of yourself? Maybe he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm Phil Gassman, and I will be riding for the first time with my wife on a tandem. Oops. Maybe
Good. We've got at least one other tandem couple on the team. Tim and Holly Wolf will be, they've done that for several years now, so you guys won't be alone. Hi, Diane.
well, Diane's not with me right now.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. And then, Don, do we have you on the phone?
You sure do.
Don
Don Marvin, and this will be my first time riding or doing Ride Bri as well as first time being on Team Peacock.
Wonderful. Welcome. And we just have one more person that entered the room, Kata. We'll have Kata introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Katie McCarville, and yeah, support.
All right, and Kata, I would consider her to be our captain, fearless leader, really the person in charge of this crazy group of people. So she's always our go-to. All right, well, thanks everybody for joining in. We'll just use this time however the group kind of feels it's best. As I mentioned, we've got the rider memo here and several people who can answer questions. So just feel free to chime in if you guys have something. Does anybody want to kick it off with a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Rick.
I'm going to get dropped off in Algona on Monday night, and I'm probably going to end in New Hampton. I've got friends in New Hampton, and my wife kind of wants me home on our wedding anniversary. So anyway, I think New Hampton is the, isn't that the Midtown bus stop day?
Yes.
Would it be possible for me to grab my stuff off at New Hampton, or you guys just want to carry it on to the end of the ride and I'll just pick it up then?
That morning. So Rick, that morning.
No, I'm gonna ride on the way. I'll probably ride. I'm gonna ride to New Hampton.
Yeah, I got that you're gonna ride, but we'll have you load your stuff probably into one of the vans, and then we'll figure out a plan for meeting your wife to transfer your stuff. Okay.
I can always come back and get it on Saturday too. I'm always looking for an excuse to come and say it.
It'll be hot and moldy by then, so it would be better if we can get it to you that day, I think.
All right, we'll work it out.
Yep, absolutely we will. We can do that.
I don't plan on bringing that much stuff.
Okay, good question. Does anybody else have any drop off or pick up questions? Because that does tend to be something that that comes up often.
Because I have one. My wife's going to pick me up in Lansing. I'll probably get up very early in the morning and be there fairly early. Will the van meet us there, the riders, so that she can
I have a question regarding that.
You'll probably have to be prepared to wait for at least one vehicle to get there. How exactly we do that, I don't know, but we've done those kinds of drop-offs many times before. We will just have you load your stuff and that onto the bus. It'll be in the small van.
Because they travel faster.
They often do, and especially on that. Yep, so that can work. But we'll have you more bags with driving and the lower side.
Don, did you have a question about travel?
No, I think everything was straightforward on the travel. I do have a question on packing our stuff, but I can hold off on that.
I know that was.
It was, I think Phil had a
That
question.
was me that had the question.
Yep, go ahead, Phil.
Okay,
Hello?
this is kind of an unusual question, I think, but I was contacted through the Starbuck Cycling Association here in Ottawa, riding on Ragbri and here, and needed a ride from the end of the ride in Fayette and to Ottawa. Is there a way that he could hitch a ride from the last in Lansing to Fayette, even though he's not with Team Peacock, or is that a liability issue, or would there not be
But let's operate comments.
room? Did you?
Phil, we're kind of getting a little bit cut off. I don't know if we have a great connection with you, but it sounds like you're basically wondering if we could offer a ride for your friend to go from Lansing back to Fayette. And I think we've done
that kind of thing. So maybe, Bill, you would just talk directly to maybe Brenda, just on a regular phone line, so we're not getting this stuff. You're breaking out so much. Okay? So we'll talk to you about that separately, and we'll just figure out arrangements.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Can we do the audio over the phone instead of the computer?
It's an option.
Question 2.
Okay, is there another question?
I had a packing question.
A packing question.
Yeah, I don't have the 7 or 8 page document in front of me, but when I read it, was talking about we put everything in these tubes. So I guess you guys provide the tubes, but then like our sleeping bags, any of our toiletry, any of our clothes, all that stuff needs to like be packed in these tubes.
So no, we don't supply those, and I hope we spelled it as tubs. So what we're looking for is those plastic boxes you can buy at Walmart. They cost about, maybe $5, $8, and they're about 18 to 20 gallons. And most people can get by with 2. It's best if you can cram everything in there except your tent and your chair. So
okay. I sort of break too. So I'm sorry. What are these containers we're supposed to get? I'm unclear.
You know how
is it just like a plastic bin?
Yeah,
like those type of things?
with a lid.
Okay, so just plastic bins with a lid that are easily stackable.
Don't get it right, exactly.
Yeah,
and
don't
they're
get it
rainproof.
Okay.
But don't make them too big. We have old and infirm people running support. You have to be able to lift them. So
yeah, but just the normal plastic bins with a lid on it.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And we'd rather
Okay.
have 3 than 2 big of a ones. So don't feel like you're limited to 2. If you need 3, 3's fine.
Okay, terrific. All right. So just anything though that the bus is transporting, then it needs to be in these bins. So you shouldn't be having like tote bags or anything like that. Everything should just go in your bins.
That's best. Now your tent can be just packed in its own little tent bag like it comes. And
Okay.
asked you to bring a bag chair or a lawn chair. Bag chairs are best because they stack better. That does not have to be in the bin.
Okay.
Those 2 things can be out. Usually there are a few other assorted items that just won't fit very well in the bin, but if you can fit it, that would be awesome.
I know one thing,
Okay.
just from when I remember helping pack up the bus, sometimes people don't pack their snacks and, you know, drinks and whatever in bins, and that's really not helpful. It's best if that kind of stuff can go in your container so it's not all flopping around and sliding all over the bus.
Perfect. And I'm sorry, and there was a breakup. You said that the only two things that don't go in the bins are the chair and what was the other thing?
Your tent.
Tent.
Oh, okay. Chair and tent. Okay, thank you.
What about air mattresses? Because oftentimes I would say most people have air mattresses.
Not as many people have those things.
Really? Oh, okay. But that should go in a
should go
container too.
In the tote if possible.
Ideally, that would be best.
Okay. Are there other questions about packing or special items to bring? And if there are
Bicycle pump?
oh,
There are usually about a half a dozen pumps, tire pumps along with us, but if you have one, and especially if you have a different kind of fitting than you think most people will have, then you might want to bring that. As everybody's getting ready in the morning to blast off, it can get busy around the tire pump station. We do store those in a little different spots so they're accessible to everybody, and then they get stored in a garbage can, actually. But it's pretty handy, and then that's out in the mornings while people are getting ready to take off out of camp.
since we have some support crew members here, Tiffany, do you want to talk about the shower and restroom facilities and what people can expect for, you know, showering and laundry and all that?
So laundry gets done usually on a daily basis. The first day we do not do laundry. The last day we do not do laundry. You'll get a laundry clip at the beginning of the week that has a color and a number on it. It's your responsibility to put it in the stinky pinky basket, which is the dirty basket, and your responsibility to pick it up out of the white baskets, which are the clean baskets, when you get back into camp or before you leave in the morning. We do use like all free and clear. So if you have any allergies to soaps or anything like that, we do wash with hypoallergenic soaps. We don't use dryer sheets, so that shouldn't be no problem there. Please don't like put a bunch of your like really unmentionable items on the laundry clip. Try to keep it to like brighter outfits or t-shirts. There's like a sock clip on there. If you need to wash a sports bra or whatever, we can do that. But pack enough underwear for the whole week so we're not touching all your dirty underwear. So that's kind of laundry.
Well, and the cycle of that means that you really need 2 outfits that you can wear on the bike, so that one can be being washed while you're wearing the other one. And you may want to have 2 towels, just so you have a dry clean towel
when you come into camp.
When you come in.
The shower situations, this year we will have 2 outdoor showers. Depending on host to host, we occasionally have access to their indoor restrooms, using their showers and facilities. Don't like use their soaps and stuff, and be really polite and courteous. And we take our own toilet paper in and that kind of thing in those situations. You will have a briefing on that on the whiteboard when you come into camp, so you'll be aware of where we're allowed in the yard or in the house, or what the situation is regarding their sewage situations. Some places have where like it's stored in a tank, and so we don't want to like overburden their septic systems, what have you. We do have our own porta potty that has a little light in it and hand sanitizer and all kinds of little goodies. So you've got as best a porta potty experience as one could have, that they move and carry and clean every day. We don't. It's a different company that does that, so that's cool. And then the showers, we will have sign-up whiteboards for that. Don't touch the nozzles like outside the showers. We usually have them set so that they're hot. If you mess with them, they are like gas ones, and if people like mess with the knobs too much, it can really change the pressure and the temperature of the showers, which can be kind of a bad situation for everyone involved. So if you have questions, address someone in support and we will help you with the showers. Do not take it upon yourself to try and fix the shower yourself. It can lead to disastrous consequences, and with as big of a team as we have, we will need both showers. So don't do it. Ask a support person and we will help you with the shower.
And you guys got a new shower system this year. Can you describe that setup?
So the showers previously were just like a one-room shower situation. This year we got real fancy and it's a two-room. So you actually have room to like dry off and put clothes on outside of the shower itself, which will be convenient, but for those who are more rugged, we can still use the old shower that doesn't have the dressing area attached. But it is a little bit more convenient for modesty's sake, if that's the concern. Less showers in the bathroom.
We do have Carol and Jackson here, who are two of our veteran riders. So maybe I'll have you guys talk about maybe something out of the ordinary that would be easy to forget packing, or something as special that you guys have to buy ahead of time that you don't commonly have at home. Do you guys want to talk about any of those things that come to mind?
Well, most people should.
A lot of people use, most commonly called butt butter, but it's, I don't know, sometimes called different stuff depending on where you buy it. But if you've not ridden a bike for a long time or for an extended period of time, that would be something to consider. But you can also buy that there. You don't have to have it beforehand. Usually rag vendors have it as well. What else?
But once the chafing, I'm sorry to jump in, because we deal with this, once the chafing starts,
it doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. So err on the side of lubrication for sure.
Right.
If you want to gear back on it later, that's one thing. But don't
It's better to
start
be
out with
over.
that.
If you've not biked a lot, one common thing actually is that some people have their seat too low and their legs bend too much. So a lot of times when you're sitting on your seat and your legs fully extended, you want your leg to just be slightly bent when it's in full extension and not like very bent, because it's a lot harder on your knees. So just something to watch for when you're setting your seat.
Maybe that first night in camp, you might want to check with some of the more veteran riders and get a.
And it doesn't matter. You don't really notice it on a short ride, but that'll definitely make a big difference over a long, many miles. So.
And your handlebars too.
Yeah, handlebars too. Yeah.
But otherwise, I just make sure, I usually make sure and have 2 water bottles.
Yeah, too.
But you just remember that it's not a race. You have all day to get to where our host
right.
is that evening. So stop frequently, do whatever you need to do to make it and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and if you can't picture how it is, it's not like you're driving on these country roads and there's nowhere to stop. There's literally vendors along the route in the middle of nowhere. Every town that you go through has a gajillion vendors, and so there's always somewhere to get something that you need.
I would also recommend, coming from the sports side, we sometimes deal with riders who get really sunburned, and we have limited like aloe and stuff like that sometimes, but take sunscreen and put it on before you leave and every time you stop, because that is another area that once you're really burnt, it's an uncomfortable week. So it's something to think about, maybe investing in a quality sunscreen for the week.
Sunscreen and butt butter. And plenty of water.
And I would say that you know, the clothing that you're wearing, if you're not used to wearing jerseys and that kind of thing, there might be places that are exposed to the sun that you're not used to being exposed to the sun, like, for instance, the holes in your bike helmet, if you have less hair maybe. So think about those little factors.
Do you guys want to talk about snacks that you bring, or maybe what support crew provides? Ice, sports drinks. Can someone give a rundown of that?
Talk about what sports.
Well, I guess I'll talk about what support does and how that works for you. So what'll happen is that first night in camp at Orange City, we'll be trying to organize you into what we call the neighborhoods. So amongst yourselves, there'll be 4 or 5 or 6 of you that kind of camp together. You maybe know each other, maybe you don't to start with. But you'll be sharing what we call a personal cooler. And you need to ice just the drinks that you want, like that day, and maybe something for the morning. Because otherwise, the whole cooler gets totally full of stuff, and there's no room for support to put ice into it. We do have places where we can store warm drinks, so when we get going and understand what drinks everybody wants, then we'll get that organized. But you'll be in a neighborhood and you'll be sharing a cooler. If you don't get along with that group, we can move you to another one. That's not a problem. And that happens because of different times of day. I mean, different times that you want to go to bed and have to be quiet, and times when you want to get up and be rolling. So we'll be asking you if you're early or late. The difference is not that much because nobody leaves camp later than 8. So you're not lazing around too long. Anyway, we'll put you in a group like that. Your drinks will be iced. We will have drinking water all the time in the big baby coolers, and generally that'll be iced. And so you'll be able to fill your water bottles. We have a very few just bottled water. We really cut way back on that, saved a lot of trash and a lot of money actually. So remember your water bottles and use them. For every couple of days, we'll set up little stations so you can reach them, so they're really clean and everybody stays healthy. I'm really aware about that kind of stuff. And then in camp, generally, we'll have some salty snacks, and we'll have some bananas, almost always, and occasionally a few other things. Sometimes our host may provide, I don't know, a few cookies or some kind of morning breakfast pastries. But generally, there's not a terrific amount of food in camp. So if there's a particular kind of granola bar or maybe squeezy yogurt or other things like that that you want, you'd be able to put those in so that you can have those available. Well, have we asked people what they want? Have we decided what we're going to do? Now we're having a little discussion here about how we're managing sports drinks. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, what you bring with you, maybe a case or a half case of whatever sports drink you prefer, or even pop or whatever. And you can bring some slightly stronger drinks as well. But try to bring them warm because it's hard to keep everything cold. And then when we stop at our first stop, driving over to Orange City, we can also purchase some drinks if people haven't had a chance to get theirs. And then we'll get an idea of what people want, what colors to drink, whether you want sugar or no sugar in it. And then we'll have those, and we'll be able to stock those throughout the week for them. And you can make other requests throughout the week, and it sounds like we're going to be able to support that at least partially through this week.
And so the supplies that Kate is talking about, you guys, that's the items that are purchased with that camp fee that all riders are expected to pay, which is $125 for a week-long rider, or if you're just spending a few days with the group, then it's $30 for each night that you spend at camp. So those are offset, or those expenses, that's what that's used for.
Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to mention. We do have a Keurig coffee maker, and we have quite a variety of K-cups, and if you let us know what it is that you want, those can be part of that as well. So if you're picky, get your own, put them in your tote, no one will drink them. And if you're willing to just be part of the pool, we can help supply what you need. There's always some decaf, there's a couple of different kinds of tea, a chai or two. There's some real lovers of caramel mocha. So we always have caramel mocha and then some regular coffee. And those are up usually in the evening sometime. Who's laughing?
So I think for the most part though, when you get to camp, there's usually Gatorade there and water, and that usually is most, and sometimes we have chocolate milk there too. But beyond that, usually you don't really want to drink much else at that point in the day. So. And a lot of riders actually will, if you're riding out with the team and we make a stop at Walmart, a lot of riders will just buy their alcoholic beverages if they choose to have any at that point. So
It's a good time to do it too, because then we can get it in the bus accordingly and not have it slide around the whole way out there. We can organize it pretty well.
Oftentimes it's important for people to be wondering about technology, charging cell phones, checking emails and what have you. And support always has a cell phone charging station that's set up, and that's one of the first things people do when they roll into campus, get their cell phone, because doesn't it just drain your phone battery because there's so many people with the signal?
Put on airplane.
That's a good tip. Be sure to use airplane mode, you guys, is one of those suggestions.
So I want to talk about that a little bit, because we do set up the charging stations. We'll tell you on the whiteboard where those are. Please use them, because if you go rogue and you plug your stuff into someplace in the host home and we don't know where it is, it will not come with us. But if it's with our charging station, we'll just bring it. If you forget it, it's not a big deal, because we'll have it. So that's pretty important.
For other technology related things, the turtle top I usually drive is the secure bus, which means that it's under lock and key all the time. It will never be left unlocked whatsoever. So it's a good place if you have to bring your laptop or other business or professional related things. My bus will be the lockdown bus, and it will be safe in that bus. So, and like waterproof because it's in a bus. So that's also important.
One thing we haven't talked a whole lot about is maps and directions and where to go. And currently our print shop is working on rider and support crew maps for everybody. So you guys will be provided with an incredibly detailed map packet that's tear-proof and waterproof, and it has a ring, or it's bound together with a ring. And that has been a wonderful tool. We've improved that, I think it was 2 years ago, and everybody loves that. That's what you carry with you at all times, and that will help get you from the route to the host location, and then in the morning from the host location back onto the route. So that is something that our committee will be working on. There's been several of you that are being either dropped off or picked up at various locations. What I'll probably do is send out the addresses for all of those in advance once we finalize all of those details, so then you can share that with your family and or friends who are picking you up. So stay tuned for that.
And when Brenda sends that out, she will send a link to the support vehicle maps. And you should provide your family and friends and whoever's trying to join us at camp And it's on the RAGBRAI website too. They need to go on the support vehicle route. This is something a lot of new riders don't know, is that the bicycles are riding on a totally different route from the support vehicles. And if we're conflicting with the bicycle route, we can get in trouble for that. And also, it's a terrific traffic problem. So if people want to come and meet you in camp, or they're picking you up, or whatever, let's try to make sure they get that support map so they know which way to come in and not conflict with the bike path. No, you never want to do that.
I received notification from our gear vendor that it should be delivered yet today, which is exciting. So there is a small crew of people that they're doing a pizza party tonight to get all that sorted, organized, total everything up. And then we will be, probably by tomorrow morning, I would say, I'll communicate with all of you how you can get those items, whether you stop by Pablo Blue downtown and pay for them and pick them up there. If you need us to ship them to you in advance, we will get those in the mail tomorrow, so long as we stay on target with this delivery happening yet today. And or you guys, once you arrive to Fayette or meet up with the team, we can just be sure to have your items with us on the bus or at camp or what have you. But you'll need to contact that store to run a credit card payment to take care of your items right away. So I'll be communicating more information about your gear within the next day or so.
Well, I guess I just say most of this is in the packet or the rider memo. And now that you've heard it described in words, sometimes that makes more sense to you. So it might be worth just another skim through there. If you're afraid you're going to forget all this, we'll do another little orientation once we all get into camp in which city. You'll set up your tent that first night, and you'll let us on support know about any peculiarities of your tent, other things that we need to know. And then subsequently during the week, we'll be getting that set up for you. If you happen to be an early morning kind of person and you're blazing out at 5 a.m. and you get to camp by 11, that's great, because you'll be able to help us set up tents. Otherwise, you might want to spend your time out on the route, talking up and talking, helping raise money for those scholarships, talking about you.
Yeah, we do have, I've been sending out fundraising updates quite often lately, so everybody keep working hard at hitting or exceeding your goals for your projects or programs. We do ask that all who are raising money complete that fundraising goal by the time you depart. And we can be ready and willing to accept credit cards that day that the group departs, and or the alumni office in the past has also done some paperwork to set up either like a payroll deduction form or EFT, or somehow make some sort of arrangements with the alumni office on that. It hasn't been a problem in the past, but we just don't want it to sneak up on anybody.
I say, if anybody does think they do want to go out early in the morning before the sun comes up, you'll want a headlight and a tail light. Some areas, it's usually not a problem, but definitely a great idea, and some police officers will not allow you on the road if they see you without a tail light.
As far as departure, right now we're shooting for Saturday, the 21st or 2nd. Okay. Whatever that Saturday is. Wait.
Second.
Saturday, July 22nd. The bus will be parked in the parking lot directly across from Dorman Gym on the back campus. And from 8:30 on, we'll have people kind of helping get things organized and begin loading the bus. And then the team is going to is going to be taking off at 10 a.m. And you guys usually do a pit stop halfway. Do you guys want to talk about that?
The stop will probably be in Mason City.
It might be Fort Dodge,
Maybe
because there may be a pickup ramp. But in any case, we'll ride for a couple hours, 2.5 hours, then we'll have a stop of between an hour and a half. There'll be a Walmart, there'll be food for lunch, whatever you want to do there, that's on your own. And then we'll load back up and get out to lunch.
And then as far as return back to campus, we're going to be securing very soon a meeting site in Lansing for everybody to load up again and come back to Fayette. And what time? Is it just late afternoon? That's kind of hard to nail down a time on that, I suppose.
Well, how it works is, by the time we get to that day, Thursday night, Wednesday night sometime, I'm consulting, support is consulting with experienced riders. We're looking at how fast people are going. We're looking at what it will take to meet in Lansing and then go down and do the entire photo op, which is kind of important for Team Peacock to have that documentation of you there again. So we'll figure out at that point, there'll be a meeting point, and then everybody will ride down together as a team, and then they can either disperse to wherever people are meeting them, or come back on up to the bus, we load the bikes, and then we come home. There's some talk of other activities at that time in Lansing, but anyway, that's the general way that would work. What you would know by Friday morning, Saturday morning, we would know what that timing would likely be. If you were giving somebody an idea of when we would be back in Fayette, you can always say 6 p.m. and it's bound to be 2 hours one way or the other.
The only other thing I can think of is RagBri sent me a giant box with everybody's wristbands, which is your, well, it serves for several purposes, but it's identification, it's for SAG wagon support, it's tied to all of your, any emergency contacts. That will be dispersed, I think, in Orange City. I don't believe we usually get those out, before we leave the Fayette campus, but just know that those packets will be coming together. It also includes, there's a big book, it's like the RagBri info support book and all that. So we'll package up all of that, and that will be waiting for you guys when we depart campus on Saturday.
And if you don't know what the SAG wagon is, if you've not ridden, I don't even know what it stands for. What does it stand for?
Support and gear, but
oh, okay.
It means you're saying.
Yeah, it means if you happen to have a breakdown along the route for some reason, or you just, emotional or mechanical, you can just wait the SAG wagon. There's multiple of them, and they run the route. And it's a van and a trailer. And as long as you have a bike band and a wristband that match, they will pick you up and bring you to the overnight town. So you have to wait depending a little while, depending on where that vehicle is at, but you do have that option.
And the signal for distress is an upside down bike, right?
Yes.
If you have your bike upside down, they will stop.
Yeah, and actually, if you actually get another ride to the overnight town, you can leave your bike alongside the road upside down, and they'll just pick it up for you and bring it to the overnight town. So, I know that seems kind of strange to leave your bike there, but it's very common on RagBri for the SAG wagon to pick up bikes that are upside down.
It's also true that we cannot come get you.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, you need to use those services that RagBri is providing to get you to where we can help you.
Or pay someone that's driving by. $5 to get you to town.
Okay, are there any other lingering questions? Otherwise, I think we kind of covered everything in the packet. Does anybody have anything they're still questioning?
Will I need a bike?
No, just your personality is enough, Rick.
I had a question on the security.
Yes.
You had mentioned that there is a secure location in the bus for laptops. A lot of us may have cash and valuables with us. Is that the same location we would secure those items as well?
Yeah. Any kind of like wallets with money in them, purses, laptops, cameras, all that can go in one of the turtle top boxes, most likely. And it will be locked down
But
at all
it,
times.
but it may be on a shuttle.
There are possibilities of it getting shuttled, but I will be in the bus and it will still be locked.
Oh, and the back compartment is now set.
Oh,
They can't get in.
Okay.
So it is
It's really
secure.
locked.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's different. Yeah.
It's for them.
But yeah, any kind of valuables or anything like that, it can be locked up. Just for a nice $1 billion ring or something crazy. That's scary.
All right. So glad to have you on.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate your time. And you can email or call me at any time. And if I don't have an answer for you, I'll be sure to get you one as soon as possible. All right, thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
That's the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's really delayed.